we are here at the brand new Lair gym in Las Vegas. As you know, Flex Lewis, 7-time Mr. Olympia, has moved his gym all the way from Florida to right here in Las Vegas. Vaughan and I from Transcend Fitness are here from Colorado checking it out and meeting all these great fitness personalities. And we're going to get a leg workout right now.
Let's go. Nice plates. Okay, so what's the consensus? How do we like this gym so far?
All right, guys. So as far as our gym reviews go, it's usually under the impression that it's at regular capacity.
Yeah.
This is the capacity we're looking at today at the Lair.
Yeah, so we've got, wow. Yeah, it's crazy in here right now. It's crazy. I mean, we can barely even like get a chance on equipment to work out.
The way that we have to rate this gym is kind of pretend that this crowd isn't here. And if we had the chance to use all the equipment we wanted to based on a regular traffic flow, what would this gym be rated?
Yeah, I mean, we've got great equipment here. Really tight facility. I mean, they've got just about everything you need. Extensive free weight section, extensive cardio, all of the weights are calibrated. Really nice bars, really nice equipment. I mean, honestly, I'd give this gym pretty close to a 10 out of 10. Maybe between an 8 and a 10. I'm gonna say like maybe an 8.5 range.
Let's take a look at our stats here.
So we've kind of created our own custom little rating system for gyms, and we've got it broken down into categories. Okay, so we've got the atmosphere of the gym, kind of the overall vibe, if you will, the management, because that's very important in how a gym functions as a whole, the equipment, because obviously what is a gym without its equipment, and last but not least, the capacity, the traffic. How full is a gym? Can you actually get your workout based on the level of, the amount of people in the gym? So with this gym, the Lair, let's go through them one by one. So for atmosphere, this is an interesting one because this gym, we went on the grand opening.
It was crowded.
This is not a normal day for any gym. This is a grand opening. So like I said, we got to kind of break this down like we're pretending it's going to be a normal day. How many of these people here are going to be here on a normal day? How full is it going to be? As far as the atmosphere goes, though, I feel like a lot of these individuals in the Lair, these are the top of the top.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, they were pro bodybuilders.
Bodybuilders, fitness influencers. We got social media experts, and Mr. Olympias even. So I think we'll have some amount of all of those at the Dragon's Lair at any given time. And those people always influence me and inspire me to obviously get the best workout that I can. So if I'm here every day and I'm seeing those people, comparing myself to them with that kind of energy, that kind of motivation, I'm gonna give this gym a 10 out of 10 for the atmosphere.
10 out of 10, that's a big rating. Personally, I also really liked the atmosphere of the gym. I'd say because I was there on opening day, it was a little bit hectic, a little bit crazy. And I think that took away from it just a tiny bit for me personally. But again, I really do enjoy the atmosphere of the gym. The way the equipment is all laid out is kind of liberating. It's a really open atmosphere, really high ceiling, a really cool mural on the wall. You see, the big Dragon's Lair mural that they have. So you just feel like you're in a professional, like hardcore environment the whole time, and that's something I really appreciated about it. I am gonna go ahead and give the atmosphere a 9, just because again, that's a really high rating for me. I almost never give a 10 out of 10 for anything, but it was a overall great atmosphere. Not a whole lot to improve on, but again, just being there on opening day, despite being essentially surrounded by the stars of the fitness world. For me, I'm an introvert. It's still a little bit like, okay, I just want to get in my fucking workout. And, it was difficult to do that. So a 9 atmosphere for me, but, on any given day, I think it'll be, a high score regardless.
Yeah, I think atmosphere, 10 and a 9 is going to be high for any gym that we review.
Absolutely.
So, let's move forward to the next one, which is going to be management. So as soon as we walked in the door, Vaughan, why don't you give your impressions of how you felt and how we were treated?
Yeah, so it was awesome. We got up to the door, and the guy basically, there was a guy working the door, I remember, and we told him that we were there to work out, and he's like, oh, cool, welcome, it's free today. Just go over to the front desk and sign the waivers. And he just let us right in, no questions, nothing. The guy at the front desk was really helpful. He just gave us our waivers to sign. It was really quick, really easy. He pointed out everything that we needed to essentially sign to get started in there. He was really nice, really helpful, and just on entering on that grand opening, we also were given free gift bags. He just plopped these massive gift bags down right in front of us, like, hey, here, welcome, And so
not only is the workout free, but here's some other free stuff too.
yeah. And again, that was just one very small impression of the management, but it was a good one, and I'm gonna probably give it a 9 out of 10, just because again, I don't necessarily have the full picture of the management to give it a 10 out of 10, but what we got was incredible. So really happy with the management there.
How'd that feel?
Good.
Good.
Hurts so good.
Yeah, and knowing who Flex Lewis is, the owner of Dragon's Lair Gym, I'm sure his standards for his team running this place is going to be extremely high, because he, just like he does with his own personal, life mission in professional bodybuilding, I have the feeling he's going to do the same thing with a gym that represents his name,
Mm-hmm.
And so not only do we see that with a few of the staff members, but I just have that overall impression that that's the way this gym is going to be ran, because the reputation to him is so important. It's all on the line with how his team functions within this business.
Agreed, yeah.
And for that reason, I'm going to give that a 9 out of 10 also. Okay, moving on to our next category, we have equipment. Obviously, this is a very important one because a gym is only as good as its equipment.
Agreed.
So for the equipment, as far as that goes, it's a little tough, because the initial impression was that, wow, look at this shit. This is all, custom looking. They got the dragon scale coating on every single piece of equipment in the whole building. It's all made with custom features, custom colors and branding and stuff like that. And overall, it's all pretty heavy duty stuff. I love the variety of pieces that they had for every single muscle group. So as far as that goes, that was all great. There was just a few moments while in the gym that I was kind of questioning the quality of some of the equipment. Some of it was really perfect, and then some of it was below standards, I think. Like there was a, when we first got started, there was a girl next to us on the squat rack that was having trouble with her, bar adjustment, her bar rack adjustment, and I had to go over there and help her. And when I got up to that adjuster, it was actually kind of really loose, like the screw was about to pop out, and I could see why she was struggling with that. And then, another time we're at one of the leg machines, and you were having trouble with getting it to lock in place so you could do your set.
I think it was the hamstring curl machine. Yeah.
So there's a few moments like that, as well as the abductor machine, where we just couldn't get it to lock. So tiny details like that really bring it down from what could have been a 10 and what I wanted to be a 10, brought it down to an 8 for me because of those tiny little flaws that really should be attended to on a daily basis, especially for a grand opening, I believe. So it's still good. It's still a good rating, 8 out of 10, but I think it could have been better.
Yeah, Casey, I think I'm actually going to give it an 8 out of 10 as well. I agree with you on all of that. You basically covered everything I was going to say about it as well. One thing I will say is I really do appreciate, I think I mentioned this earlier in the video, but I really appreciate the calibrated weights. I really appreciate the quality of the powerlifting equipment that they've got there, because I'm big into powerlifting, and honestly I think Dragon's Lair gym makes a great powerlifting gym. They had bars with really solid grips on them. All the calibrated plates make for a really great balanced lift. I didn't have any problems squatting. I really like the squat racks too. The adjustments were a little bit confusing, but I think that I actually really like the setting on the squat rack. I was able to get the bar out without, any kind of weird, lifting that I've experienced on other squat racks, just because the height doesn't get exactly to where I need it to get that unrack off exactly. But on this squat rack, I noticed that the unrack was probably the smoothest that I've had, other than like kind of one of those elite powerlifting racks where you just basically get under the bar and the guy flips a handle and the hooks come off. But I agree with you. There were some things just with the other equipment that probably could have been improved, and again, like, all of this is brand new and they just installed it. And so while you might think that, oh well, then everything should be like peak, again, they probably haven't had a whole lot of time to necessarily like make all the micro adjustments. And so I think an 8 is a really, really high score. I think the equipment is great. It's all brand new, of course, and there's room for improvement through micro adjustments, but that can definitely be done. So I don't think that it's anything to necessarily worry about if you ever decide to work out there. It's all great, like really great equipment. Yeah.
And it's not to take any points away on the quality of a lot of their equipment. And an 8 out of 10 is going to be a pretty average score on equipment in almost every gym, because
absolutely.
I mean, even we go to our own gym here in Longmont at Gold's, and there's every week there's a machine closed off because it's missing a piece of hardware because it fell out.
Exactly.
Or cables broken.
Just comes with gym.
It's just a common thing at every gym is a piece of equipment or two are going to be out of service because of the wear and tear. Anyway, so that's enough on equipment. Let's move on to capacity.
All right. Yeah, so with the capacity of the gym, obviously it was like stupidly crowded because it's opening day. You know, you're bringing in people like, you know, high-level bodybuilders from all over the country to essentially come to this grand opening. I mean, it was jam-packed in there. And, you know, for me, like a super crowded gym, it doesn't matter who's in there, like if it's pro bodybuilders or not, a super crowded gym is going to take away a little bit from me, but also we have to consider that this isn't going to be how the gym is going to be 24/7. And, you know, so I'm thinking like in terms of capacity, you know, as long as they manage their, you know, levels of memberships that they sell, I don't think that the capacity is going to be terrible. The gym is about the same size as our Gold's gym here in Longmont, Colorado. Again, that gym gets really stupidly crowded when it's busy. So, you know, in terms of size, you know, it's a decent sized facility, but it's not a huge facility. And so, you know, if they don't manage that influx, the crowd influx, properly, then it could have potential to get really nasty crowded in there at times. And again, I hate crowded gyms, period. Yeah. I hate them.
There's a reason we go at 8:30 at night.
Yeah. So, you know, again, I think, you know, I mean, you know, when you're thinking about the size of the gym, you also have to think about, okay, what's available, what can I afford, you know, like property, taxes, management, all of that stuff too. So I think that honestly they did a great job for, you know, what they have there. And you know, everything is decently spaced out. I think that some of the equipment could be a little bit more spaced out personally. Mm-hmm. It is a little bit on the smaller side of facilities I've been in.
But the same amount of equipment kind of squeezed into that small space.
So it does feel just a tiny bit crowded. And, you know, again, thinking about the potential for crowdedness in that gym, just due to the kind of the limited size, I'd say I'd give the capacity a 7 out of 10.
Okay. Yeah, and I'm pretty right there with you as far as that rating goes. I think I'm going to give mine an 8. You covered pretty much everything I was thinking on that. This is grand opening day, and it's not the way it's going to be all the time. And with, you know, like you said, with the limited subscriptions, which they plan on doing by boosting the cost a little bit, we don't cover cost as far as our gym ratings go because we just don't think that's in merit, you know, the key feature of a gym.
Well, a nicer gym is going to cost more.
Yeah. And you know, you usually get what you pay for at most gyms, so we're not going to really cover that for that reason. But I'm giving it an 8 because I do believe they're going to manage that pretty well. And the only downside is it's a little bit smaller space with a lot of equipment squeezed in. So for me, I don't think I'll ever run into the issue of having to wait in line at this gym to use a piece of equipment that I want to, like we do at Gold's on occasion during rush hour or something like that. So yeah, 8 out of 10, solid rating. So overall, I mean, with all those numbers calculated up and divided, that's going to bring our Transcend rating of the Dragon's Lair Gym in Vegas to a solid 8.5 out of 10. And I think that's what you guessed, right?
Yeah, I pretty much guessed it. That's a really good rating. Again, this is an outstanding facility. I don't give out 10s a whole lot because I'm kind of nitpicky, but you know, all of my ratings were on the high side. Dragon's Lair Gym, we absolutely recommend checking it out. It is an outstanding, wonderful facility, and you won't regret going in there and getting a workout. It's got everything you need. It's an awesome place.
Yeah, this is definitely a gym that I would choose to have a membership at versus any popular gym like 24-hour fitness or anything like that. Just because there's so much uniqueness in this gym, and again, that atmosphere, I gave it 10 out of 10, and that's such an important feature to me getting my workout every single day.
Agreed,
It's,
yeah.
it's inspiration to get the best workout that I can every single time. So I would probably pick this gym over most. So there you go, an 8.5 out of 10. If you're ever in the area, if you live in Vegas, or you're just visiting, I would highly recommend checking out the Dragon's Lair gym.
Yeah, be sure to check it out.
And we will be back with you in the next gym rating. Thanks for joining us.